Eddie's Energy Excursion, brought to you by Group E. Eddie ExonMobile was the heir to one of the world's largest energy companies, ExxonMobil. He would spend his days swimming in his pristine pools of gold coins and watch cartoons until one day he got a phone call. "You should come visit the oil rig. You must be ready to take over the company," Eddie's father said. "How do I learn how to run a company? I'm still 10, Dad," Eddie replied. "Just go to this address," he said. "It will show you how our company works. I made you the boss there for today. The limo is already outside." Eddie ExonMobil was on his way to his company's largest power source. It was a huge oil rig that mined millions upon millions of gallons of oil. This oil rig made all the surrounding ocean animals very upset. Some even had to move because of how much the ocean floor had been destroyed just to mine the oil. All the creatures would be hurting due to the contaminated water as well. Eddie didn't like thinking about this, but the money from his father always made him forget. This made people want change. They made signs and chanted and encouraged their local leaders to join them in protest. Eddie was told they were silly hippies from his father, but they were from all walks of life. Involvement from them caused change, slowly but surely.
Hey, new boss, I'm Careless Connor. I run this rig. Let me show you around,
says the man. Hello, Eddie said. Connor proceeded to lead Eddie on a tour around the oil rig.
Here at the rig, our favorite activity is seeing who can dump the most oil barrels into the ocean in 10 minutes. My record is 15, but Steve over there can do nearly 25,
said Connor. Why would you do that? Eddie asked. Doesn't it hurt nature?
Sure it does,
Connor responded.
But what's a fella supposed to do when all he has to look at is the ocean? Come here, let me show you where we keep all the plastic straws that we like to give to turtles, ha!
As Eddie was following Connor, he accidentally slipped on some oil that had been spilled while playing Connor's favorite game. Eddie hit his head very hard, and all he saw was darkness. Eddie began to think about how awful the things his company was doing. Was his fortune really made from such bad activities? And what about the employees? Where would they work if not here? All these thoughts raced through Eddie's mind. "Hiya, Eddie. I'm Suzie Sustainability. You're the reason why our Earth is on its way to ruin," said Suzie. "Huh?" said Eddie, still dazed and extremely confused. Suzie then snapped her finger. "All the oil that you sell to be burnt clouds up in our atmosphere are causing the temperature of this planet to rise and rise. The ocean levels are rising and the weather is becoming more violent," said Suzie. "But it's just business, right?" Eddie asks. "How is my dad supposed to get another helicopter?" Suzie said, "There are other options that will be better for your company and save the Earth." Suzie proceeds to snap her fingers again. "Don't believe me? This is the future if your company doesn't stop its wicked ways," Suzie said, pointing out. "Is this worth another helicopter?" Eddie began to cry. He was fearful for what would come. "How must we change?" said Eddie. "I'm glad you asked," she exclaimed with a snap. "Welcome to the Three Gorges Dam in China," Suzie said. "This is the largest hydroelectric power plant in the world." "How does it work?" asked Eddie. "As water flows, it spins a turbine that generates electricity. This allows for the whole dam to act as a huge battery, and employees are only needed to keep the dam safe. The large initial expense will eventually pay off because water, unlike oil, is renewable." "So it's better for the environment and will make me more money?" "That's exactly right," said Suzie, with a snap and a smile. "Welcome to Samsa, the island that runs completely off of wind energy." "How does the wind make energy?" asked Eddie. "Much like hydroelectric energy, the wind is used to move a turbine that causes the generation of electricity. This energy is then stored in a power plant and distributed. Samsa creates so much energy, in fact, that it sells its excess to their neighbor, Denmark." "So it's better for the environment and will make me more money?" "Precisely," said Suzie with a snap and a smile. "Welcome to Solar One. This was one of the first applications of solar energy and used thousands of mirrors to concentrate sunlight onto a single spot of water, causing steam to spin a turbine, which makes electricity. What about solar panels? How do those work? Asked Eddie. Much like plants, solar panels capture sunlight and using special molecules are able to convert it into energy. The sun has always been Earth's main provider of energy, and these recent innovations just show the importance of the star at the center of our galaxy. But what happened to all the people here? Asks Eddie. Suzie explains the project was canceled back in the 1980s because oil was cheaper than solar energy was. But now, as oil prices continue to rise, these investments would have made much more profit. So it's better for the environment and will make me more money? Asked Eddie. Exactly right, said Suzie, with a snap and a smile. Suzie takes Eddie back to the oil rig. As Eddie is returning, he sees his body lying on the ground below him. It is then that Suzie says, "Well, Eddie, this is the end of the line." "You're gonna kill me?" exclaimed Eddie. "Ah, no, Eddie. I mean, my work here is done. I've shown you just some of the many renewable energy sources available for us humans to use sustainably. Now it is up to you to decide what to do with this information," said Suzie. As she says those last few words, Suzie begins to fade away and Eddie returns to his body. "What happened?" yelled Eddie. "We shut down the rig while waiting for the Coast Guard to transfer you to a hospital. You were out for like 15 minutes, boss," said an employee. He then proceeds to reach out and offer a green handkerchief to Eddie. Thinking back on his journey with Suzie, Eddie knows what he wants to do. "Are the machines off?" Eddie asks. Yes, sir." "Good," Eddie interrupts. "Keep them off. And is there a phone I can use? I want to talk with the board. I have a few ideas for them." The end.